Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on Magical May and the Stamp It Like It's Hot monthly hops. I am combining the layouts, and our prompt for Stamp It Like It's Hot this month is to stamp on an embellishment. And of course, the prompt for paper crafting YouTubers hop is Magical May, so Disney, Harry Potter, along those lines. And so what I have pulled today is I did pull 3 sets of stamps to kind of decide what it was I was going to create, and I think I'm going to use this one and just put these 2 back. And then I have my patterned papers here. This is a piece of Close to My Heart pattern paper. And then I've got a bunch of Disney papers and stickers here. I'm not sure I'll be using those stickers. Got an alpha set, another piece of Disney patterned paper, a white background, and then these photos that my husband took while he was in Poland last year. He would walk around the city. He would leave the camp and walk around the city. And on one of his walks, he found Perry the platypus. Here's a close-up shot of him. And he is looking with his binoculars at the boys, which here is Phineas and Ferb right here. And I thought that these would be a fun layout to create for this hop. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the stamping portion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these wood stars, and then I'm going to stamp on them. So I'm going to pause and I will be ready. So I chose a green acrylic paint from my stash, and I'm just going to paint every little star with 1 layer of paint. I don't need to use 2 layers. And then once I get the paint on there and it's dried, I am stamping every star. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cut down some product packaging. And I have said this in the past, and I will say it again, the smaller the piece of packaging, the more that you can control it. I am using an old Mr. Huey's spray, and I am going to add a little bit of water to it. I'm going to admit that I am a little disappointed with how this lay down on my white cardstock. I have gotten really used to Tim Holtz Distress oxides and Distress inks, which of course you know are water reactive, and it leaves, I don't know, it just leaves this perfect watercolory mark. And this felt, it just didn't lay down as nicely. And so I think I'm going to have to just relegate these to just spraying items. So next, now that it has dried a little bit, I'm going to start building the layout now. I realize that I end up covering that top section of inking almost completely. And so at the end, I will go ahead and add a little bit more ink with a brush using the same one. I don't dilute it though, so it's a lot more saturated in color. So I cut down some of the pieces of pattern paper into strips, and I'm going to just make basically two levels of layers for these photos to sit on top, just kind of to anchor those photos and give us a space in between my title. I cut the plaid piece in 2 1-inch strips, and then you saw I just cut off an end off each strip, and they're just really cut by I eyeballed them. I didn't measure them or anything, and I think one of them is probably 11 inches and the other one is a tad longer, maybe more like 11.5 inches. So here's where I realized that I'm covering up almost all of my ink on that top level with the photo. It's what I get for not trying this out before I started putting the mixed media on there, and I'm actually okay with that for the most part. because like I said, I will bring a paintbrush in and I will add a little bit more color to that top level because I wanted you to be able to see both levels. I don't end up using all of my wood grain stars, my wood veneer stars, and so they're going to be in a little, I'm probably going to put them in a little baggie and stick them back with my Disney product because I do have a Disney album that I absolutely need to finish. It is from 2011 and it is nowhere near complete. I get kind of bored doing themed albums all at once and then I refuse to bring them back out. And, you know, honestly, I just need to suck it up and get that album complete. And these photos, of course, do not end up in that album because they are from 2023 and have nothing to do with our trip to Disney at all. Of course, I'm going to call this layout Where's Perry, and as I build this, you're going to note that I don't use any punctuation as I build it, but if you will look at the end of the video, I do put that apostrophe in there. I cut down a letter to make an apostrophe off camera, and then I glued it down. I didn't figure you needed to see me fiddle with that. I kind of struggled with using tweezers and stuff on there, but the name of this layout is going to be called Where's Perry, and of course Perry is checking out Phineas and Ferb, and you know, I just love this artwork on these buildings in Poland. I think it is very cool. I also think it'd been very cool if they had found Doofenshmirtz or something. And of course here is where I'm just dipping my paintbrush into the bottle of ink and I'm adding it directly to the paper right there on my film strips and just kind of doing it messy. There's no rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I'm just making sure that I'm adding some because I covered all of it up except for the little tiny peeking up by that top star on the right hand side. And so I'm just going to add a little bit. It dries a little lighter than what you see in the end. All right, I got my layout completely finished and I'm pretty happy with the way that this turned out. I think that this is a cool set of photos to use for these two hops, both Stamp It Like It's Hot and Magical May for paper crafting YouTubers. This was a fun layout to create. I, of course, had to add a little bit more mixed media because I covered it up. Up here I should have measured my photo and photo mat before I did the mixed media, but I didn't, and so I had to add a little bit more here. It is still wet, so I don't want to play with it too much, but I wanted some of that yellow to show on those film strips. So I hope that you will check out the link list below for both hops. There's a playlist for Stamp It Like It's Hot. It is for the year 2024. So if you're interested in watching all of Stamp It Like It's Hot playlist, you'll be able to see all the different techniques that we have used so far in 2024. And everybody who is participating in each month will be on the playlist. You can also check out the links below that playlist and see all of the ladies who are participating off and on during the year as they have time, and check out their social media, including the Instagram accounts, because several of our members do just participate only on Instagram, and so that would be a nice way to see their style and what they're doing. And also for Magical May, there will be an entire hop list, so you check those out as well. We all appreciate the love that you leave on our channels and Instagram accounts. When you like, comment, and or subscribe, you let YouTube and Instagram know that our content is important to you, and it'll help build our channels and accounts, and we are definitely appreciative of that. I hope that you have a nice weekend and a great rest of your Saturday. Bye.